All right, here we are at our 2004 SeaRay 220 Sundeck sport boat for sale. We're here near the beautiful freshwaters, Norris Lake, Tennessee. We're here for a video walkthrough tour. This one includes this Igloo tandem axle trailer with dual disc brakes, powered by a 5.0 liter multi-port fuel injected MerCruiser inboard outboard 260 horsepower engine with a Bravo 3 dual prop outdrive. We've got an integrated swim boarding or swim platform, Bimini top overhead. This is the very popular Sundeck model in the 22-foot version, which actually, I believe with the platform comes in at about 23.5 feet LOA. That's your length overall with the 8.5-foot beam. And we'll have the dry way to this one over at our website, which is where you're going to find the full list of specifications, features, options, current asking price, all of our contact information, all that and more. That is at yournewboat.com. For your convenience, we will have a direct link to the listing page for this one down in the video description. If you do not want to leave YouTube, I would highly recommend at the end of this video tour, there's going to be a link in the top left hand corner of the video screen that will take you to our current listings playlist at YouTube, or you can visit our YouTube channel directly at youtube.com/yournewboat. You will see two playlists there when you make it to our YouTube channel. One's going to be for current listings, one for sold boat models. We do not monitor the YouTube comment page, so if you do have any questions about this one, want to submit an offer, ask any questions about it, anything like that, you're going to want to use that link down in the video description. It's going to take you right to the listing page for this one. You're going to see current asking price, all of our contact information, as well as the full list of specifications, features, options, and all of that good stuff. And once you're there, you'll be able to contact us by phone, by text, or by email, whatever's most convenient for you. We do like to remind you, if you call us on the phone, you get our voicemail, and you would like a return phone call, please make sure you leave us a message. If you do one better, leave us a detailed message. Let us know which listing you're looking at, what questions you have. As soon as we either return to cell phone service area or finish with a customer, we'll gladly return that call, have all those questions answered for you. And the same on our emails. When you do send us an email through the website, if you don't get an email reply in about 1 business day, please check your spam folder. We're generally very quick about getting those email replies back out. Most of the time it's a matter of a couple hours, but at most it might be 1 business day. So we do have that integrated swim boarding platform, and that was a, what was that, a 3-step fold-down swim boarding ladder. And we've got a nice little walk-through transom here. On your way into the cockpit, you've got a pull-out transom handheld shower. We've got a pressure water system on board with a 10-gallon freshwater tank. We've also got snap-in cockpit carpeting. As you can see, that's what you're looking at right there in the center of your screen now. That will snap out. Now, I will mention that that is all the original cockpit carpeting for this boat, and the back end is starting to disintegrate a little bit. And that is common just after, really, that's typically, we just see that happening just after time. So we've got the dual driver and passengers flip-up bolster seats. Flip-up bolster seat basically means you've got this giant bolster here that will lay down and flip up. And when it flips up, that will give you a little bit better view over your helm here. And your passenger will have a little bit better view over the console in front of them. And the console in front of them is actually our head compartment. We're going to get to that after we take a quick visit here at our helm station. So we've got a nice tilt steering wheel, a little bit of a wood grain steering wheel there. We've got a stereo remote. That is for a Clarion AM, FM, CD, auxiliary input stereo. We've got 4 speakers throughout. And then up here on your dash, we've got your fuel gauge, your drive trim gauge, speedometer, tachometer with integrated SmartCraft instrumentation. That's going to be your oil pressure and engine temperature. Now coming back right back here to your SmartCraft integration. This is going to tell you a lot of different things about the boat. It's essentially going to be a digital display for about everything else up here, including a depth finder. And it's also going to have a fuel flow meter, which is going to tell you your live fuel economy. And it also stores our engine hours, battery volts, and all that good stuff. So engine hours on this one, at the time of listing, are 275 engine hours. Ritchie compass just forward of all those gauges as well, as an integrated cup holder right here at your driver's seat. Controls are all right here. We function tested everything on board. We've got navigation lights, anchor lights, some interior lights, blower, bilge, functioning horn. It's going to be your freshwater pump. Now these two switches here are blank because this one is not equipped with a windshield wipers. And that accessory switch would be for any added equipment that you want to add down the road. So this one is rated for 10 persons. And I showed you that bolster on our driver's seat. Just behind your driver's seat, you've got a little pull-out cockpit sink, also with pressure water right here. This is one of our 9 cup holders throughout the boat. One of those 4 stereo speakers here. You got a little bit of storage underneath that cockpit sink right here. This is an access port that will actually get you quick access to your onboard water pump, as well as that 10-gallon freshwater tank. And of course that little transom door right there will swing over and close. We've got dual batteries in this compartment here underneath this seat, along with a battery selector switch. Another cup holder right there by that passenger seat. 2 cup holders also integrated right here, along with a grab bar right there in front of that passenger seat. And then here is our lockable head compartment. We do have, this one is equipped with a Porta-Potti with a pump out. Pump out essentially means you do not have to manually remove that Porta-Potti to empty it after it's used. You can pull up to any marina fuel dock or wherever they do pumping in your location. You're going to find that in the Norris Lake area. You're going to find that at most marinas on their fuel dock. Sometimes it's going to be free to pump out. Sometimes it's going to be free after you get X amount of gallons of fuel. And I'll point out where that waste pump out port is here in a few. Also down here we've got a nice little shelf, as well as a little 12-volt fan down there for some added air circulation when needed. Now before we go through our walk-through windshield here, I'm going to slide that little wind block over. So with your windshield and that wind block there, that's going to kind of close off back half of this cockpit for those cooler mornings or evenings. And of course that windshield's going to slide right over, and this also will easily close. However, while we've got it open, I'm going to show you, here's the head unit for that Clarion AM FM CD auxiliary input stereo, and we've got a 36 quart Igloo cooler that's kind of integrated as well into this driver helm, and that essentially means it's kind of on a nice little slide out tray here. Give that a little pull, it slides over, and push, and it kind of goes into place there. We've got 2 removable lounge tables. That's going to be one of them there. Here's one of those removable, here's one of those table mounts right there. And I've got one of those 2 tables in place up in the bow area. We also have a bow filler cushion in this area as well. When you do visit this listing over at our website and you're looking at the photo slideshow tour, you will see some photographs with the 3 different arrangements here in the bow. You're going to see one with no table at all. You're going to see one with the table like it is now, and then you're also going to see that bow filler cushion in place as well. We've got a nice large in-floor storage locker underneath where this bow filler cushion is. Currently down there is going to be a mooring cover as well as that bow filler cushion. We've got 4 cup holders up here in the bow area. This is a nice large bow. This is what you get in the Sundeck model. Here's that waste pump out for whenever you do need to have that Porta-Potti pumped out. So that's what it means whenever you see any kind of a Porta-Potti with pump out or pump out Porta-Potti. This is your pump out right there. You got some grab bars up here along your passenger seats, as well as 2 more of those stereo speakers as well. We've also got a small little interior light right here as well, and we've got a bow pull-out shower right here. So that is 3 different little pull-out handheld showers that feed off of that 10-gallon that little 10-gallon onboard freshwater tank, and a small little self-draining cooler right here. Up here on the bow, we have another pull-out. This is going to be like a little fold-out swim boarding ladder, and this one have a couple of steps here. See if I can get this folded out. That's going to go right over the edge. There you go. And then this will actually close right back down. And as you can see, our anchor's got a nice little place right here with a little storage hooks, and it's going to keep that from rolling around. And your anchor chain and boat is all down there as well. And then actually we'll leave this little ladder here, and we'll show you that whenever we go around the exterior here. So moving along back into the cockpit of the boat. Now we're going to raise our engine hatch right here. This can be easily done by just lifting up under the seat right here. You've got some gas shocks that are going to assist in raising that seat up, and this is that MerCruiser 5.0 liter multi-port fuel injected inboard outboard stern drive engine. This one is about 260 horsepower. We got a 50-gallon onboard fuel tank, automatic fire suppression system right there. Those dual batteries and battery switches are going to be just around the corner right here. And that 10-gallon freshwater tank is located right there. Again, about 275 engine hours on this. We've got a remote oil filter right here. Remote oil filter simply means that the oil filter is in an area that's going to be much easier for you to access. So anytime you see that remote filter, that would be what one would look like. All right, closing that hatch. Bimini top is overhead. Now, in addition to the mooring cover, we also have a snap-in cockpit and bow covers for this one as well. So you got 3 different canvas covers for this one. And this one's rated for 10. This is a nice, kind of large open bow with, again, with that filler cushion as well. So this one's a very versatile boat for the area. So now before we leave the interior, I'm going to kind of point out we got a little bit of staining on some of the upholstery up here. No rips or tears were noticed, but you do have some staining. All right. And again, I think we did mention that cockpit carpet's going to be a little bit of weathering on the bottom of it, not so much on the top. And then here's a little stain right here that we noticed here in the passenger seat. Looks like somebody put something on there, a tag or something. It just kind of some of that ink got transferred over to that seat. So otherwise, again, driver, passenger seats all looked very good. Pretty much everything in the interior looked in to be in very good shape. So, yeah, we've got a little bit of wear on the exterior, so we're going to head there next. Step right over that little transom door. Bear with me here as I hop off. Now, this little switch right here is a drive trim switch. This is great to have access to this without having to crawl into the boat. So anytime you're maybe doing some servicing or getting the boat and trailer kind of stored for the winter season or anything like that, you can actually, as long as your battery switch is on, you can use that trim switch there to adjust your drive trim as needed, anytime the boat's on the trailer. So here's this Bravo 3 dual prop Outdrive. And this is a good area to kind of start showing you a little bit of wear and tear on the exterior. So we do have some wear on this skeg right here, the bottom of this Outdrive. This has had some wear on here, and also a little bit of wear right back here on the back of this drive. Your props are a little bit dinged up as well. So again, these are dual props. You got a little bit kind of worn edges on here. Now, the props do not look bad enough to warrant replacing, but I would likely recommend having these reconditioned depending on where you're going to be boating at. Boating here on Norris Lake, I would just have them reconditioned, call it a day. Boating in other areas, you may need a spare prop, and so you might just put your new set on there and then have those reconditioned and used as your spare. So again, here's showing you the kind of the bottom of that skeg, a little bit of wear there. And pulling back a little bit, we're gonna start heading down. I'm actually going to do a couple passes here. We're going to start rub rail and above over here on our starboard side. So there's going to be some marks in your gel coat here. And right in here, I believe we had a little bit of stress cracking. Yeah, right in here. I'm going to move this camera angle up and down a little bit so that that might be visible. A little faint stress cracks right there in that area. I think, yeah, that's kind of showing it right there. Nothing major. Some wear in your rub rail here, and then again, these are kind of some marks in the gel coat These areas, you've also got some marks, again, in the gel coat and in your vinyl decaling. And then this one is through the gel coat, and that's some of the fiberglass that is showing through there. I'm gonna keep going up, a little bit of scratches here and there in that decaling. And another little mark in that decaling right there. Goes up here near the bow. There's one of your 6 tie-up cleats. And then another mark in that rub rail there. So here are our bow boarding ladder. You've got these little pads here designed to hold that. And then your bow ladder is going to pull all the way out. So you've also got a 3-step swim boarding ladder up here on the bow. And then of course all this will just fold right back up. That one has not been used a whole lot. Just a little stiff to fold. And the ladder will just drop right back down in that storage hatch. Close that right back up. Now, all right, so a little bit of wear around this rub rail as well up here on the bow. Now I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down below the rub rail here. I'm going to come back to this area here around your bow. And we're going to go back where we came from, below the rub rail this time, so you can point out these marks in the gel coat here, a few marks in the vinyl striping as well. Another little mark right here. That one's in the gel coat. Anytime that fingernail catches, that means it's through the gel coat there. So that's going to have to be, if you want it to look new again, you will have to do some gel coat repair and fiberglass repair in a few spots. Here's some more wear in that vinyl decaling, and we're almost back to where we started over here on this side. So now below the waterline, everything looks really good. This is a small little chip in the gel coat right here. Nothing serious, nothing to get alarmed about. And get a little bit of some dirt kind of showing right here on the water line here. This will all wipe off, so we're not going to focus on that too much. See right there, that's going to come right off. That's without any cleaner at all. So, and we had a few, oh, here it is. So here's a mark right here below the water line. This is kind of into your, that's your fiberglass showing right there a little bit. It's kind of through that gel coat. A few other little marks right here in the gel coat. This is something that needs to be sealed off. This boat spends any time in the water, any extended period of time. That needs to be sealed off with maybe some 3M 4200 at a minimum. And then maybe down the road, you might do a full fiberglass repair with it. All right. There's one other little area in the white. Here, might have to get the light to hit it just right. Ah, here it is. These marks right in here. These are kind of some very light gel coat scratches right in here. Again, we're going to kind of play with this camera angle a little bit so that one of the, there you go, there's a little hint of it right there. And this mark just transferred off likely from a fender here, and it's another small little mark right there in the gel coat. A few more of those right in this area here. And there's some more of that vinyl. Now we're back up near that bow area where we started. Got a lot of marks, a few areas where you got some fiberglass showing right in here, and then a lot of scratches. Some of these are going to be deeper than others down into that blue gel coat, kind of all around up here around your bow stop. A few scratches going down into the gel coat, likely from some of your trailer hardware right here. Now, if we go on down below all that, you're not going to see a whole lot. And below the water line, with just a few exceptions, it's fairly clean. We do have some light gel coat scratching going along this side right here, likely from a bunk right here. This is a good reminder. All those that are trailering, or you know, if you don't trailer but once a year, when you do load the boat onto the trailer, make sure you take all of your bunks all the way underwater, and then pull the trailer up to where you need it to be for loading the boat. And that will allow the boat to slide up on the trailer bunks a little bit easier, and perhaps minimize some of that gel coat scratching. So, all right, coming back up here to where some of these chips were in the blue, we're going to kind of continue along. Here's a little mark in that vinyl decaling there. I'm trying to go up, cover the full sides this time. As we go up and down, there's a little bit of a hint of gel coat mark, your white right there, and then we've got some in your striping as we go on back above the rub rail. All right, now let me pull back and go back to where all that started, right about here, and coming back down below the rub rail this time. Don't think this sign had a whole lot of wear on it. That was a little bit of dirt right there. Get a little bit of wear on that SeaRay emblem on this side, and a few marks in that vinyl decaling. Make sure we didn't miss anything. This is just a little bit of dirt in this area right here on that along that water line. And then go over here, but yeah, here's a little mark just kind of underneath the swim platform back here on this transom corner right here. You get a little bit more of that down into that gel coat. So, all right, so I think that's gonna pretty much cover everything, at least give you a good feel for the condition of this boat. We strive to have our photos and the video tour be as accurate representations as possible. So this is gonna be the 2004 SeaRay 220 Sundeck for sale. We're here in the Norris Lake area. And again, this tandem axle Eagle trailer is included. We've got a spare on here, but now I should point out all 5 of these tires are I do not see any dry rot or any heavy wear, but the date codes on all of them are from 2011. Now if you're here on Norris and you're only taking this maybe across the lake, maybe down in Knoxville, maybe you'd be fine. But if you're doing any kind of traveling on the interstate, I would highly recommend having at least all 4 of the tires replaced, possibly even all 5, because you're getting into some older rubber on there, and it's just really not advisable to be traveling interstate speeds with those. So, all right, so as this wraps up, again, call your attention. There's going to be 2 things that kind of come onto your screen. Top left-hand corner is going to be a shortcut to our current listings playlist at YouTube. Top right hand corner is going to be a shortcut to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you haven't already, it is a great way to get notified. Anytime we post a new listing and a new video is uploaded, you'll get notified right there if you have subscribed to our YouTube channel. Whether you're looking for something specific or just if you're enjoy watching boat videos, if you're watching for ASMR, or if you like kind of keeping an eye on what's on the available on the market down in our area, really does not matter. The reason we're happy to have you as a subscriber, whatever the reason is. And I thank you again for joining us. Again, this is the 2004 SeaRay 220 Sundeck bow rider for sale here near beautiful FreshWater in Norris Lake, Tennessee. And I thank you again for joining us.